Purple Rain. You don't know what I don't know what's the intentions there for, because is it a Birds episode of Purple Rain or is it an Olympic hockey shirt? I don't know. It's kind of a combination of the two. We are here on the Purple Rain podcast, but we are talking Olympics, but we're not doing Olympic updates, which is kind of what the Olympic hockey show is for. Thank you, ladies. You just made it sound so simple. Yeah, so... Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so what we're actually going to do today is we're going to go through some Olympic memories for the women's programme. There was an article on the Hockey News, which I'll try our best to put in the episode description, which recapped some, retold to say, some wonderful Olympic memories from the women's programme over the years. So I thought we could read, and we did already have reading the stuff. What we read on the show about? Yeah. So I'll read the article in full, but each memory you can talk about it from our memories and that. Yeah, okay, right. Can I make a quick disclaimer? Mm-hmm. I was not here for 2010. You were not. No. Yes, you were not. No, I was here. Yeah, I was here from 2013 onwards. No, I wasn't here for 2010. No, so you missed the first one. For the first one, it was just me. And then the rest of the games, it has been you and me, lady. Yeah. And the other male members of the pack just basically were in the room. Didn't really gauge their enthusiasms, but no, I remember that. The first games I was on my own, and from that onwards, you were, yeah. For a better disclaimer, just in case everyone thinks, oh, it's here for... No, I've been here since 2013 in the house. Okay. Right, then we can... I got that out of the way, we can begin. So, the 2026 Olympics in Milan Cortina marks only the 8th time in history that women's hockey will compete at the Winter Olympics. And I'm also going to say this will also be my 5th Winter Olympics involved with the women's game. Maybe because I don't remember anything pre-2010 in Vancouver. I mean, you're 2 years older than the actual program. Yeah, I was born in 1996. The women's game ended in 1998. Thanks for showing my age there, boy. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I don't really remember 98, 2002, 2006. So I basically say 2010 was where my journey began, because obviously a year before that I joined the Shark. Yeah, so that's when my journey began. Yeah, so next year is going to be my 5th games involved with the women's Olympic program. It's going to be an emotional one for you, because it's going to take it full circle. Your journey with the women's games started with the Olympics, and now here we are, 15 years on from that, and we have a pro women's league that you are a huge advocate of and heavily involved with, and you've been with since the beginning. I know it's good. I know I'm going to be an emotional wreck those first few games, and the tournament is going to go quite quickly, because obviously the women's tournament is probably the 5th to the 19th. Yeah, so it will go quite quick. Yeah, the group stages only really last 5 days, yeah, and then after that it's. Shocking. No, I think you got knocked off there. Did I? You nosed him. You went like that and he sort of fell off. That better not be foreplay. Not on this show, please! Yeah, the men's tour begins a couple of days after that. Yeah, the men's tournament begins on February 11th. So by the time the men's... Oh god, it's so hilarious how... By the time the men's tournament starts, we will have finished our round robin stages. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, I think the men's goes all the way through to the last day of the games. Yeah. So, beginning in 1998, women's hockey was introduced as an official sport, and since then, USA has won 2 golds, 98 and 2018. The rest have all been won by Canada. Yeah. 2000. Oh, she's going to list them up. 2002, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2022. Yeah. And also in that, so Canada's won 5 gold medals. In that span, Sweden won a silver. That was the year when the USA were knocked out in the semi-finals. Italy. In Italy! Oh my god. As if the pressure was already on TSA to win gold every night, the demons, just to exercise the demons. I know. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh. Finland have won 4 bronze medals, and Switzerland has won a single bronze. While it's been a tournament dominated by 2 nations, it remains the epitome of women's hockey excellence and the most important international competition in the sport. And we're going to have to look at some memories from those years. I agree, yeah. I mean, do I always find it interesting, even though it has always been, well, especially during my time of bold, it's always been USA, Canada playing for gold. Yeah. I never have once in all those previous foils gone, oh, here we go again. Because it's always exciting. But yeah, this rivalry is so exciting. It's always thrilling. And even though you can't, you know what the outcome's going to be, it's still thrilling to watch. Because the way the game plays is different every time these two meet in the gold medal match. Yeah. Every gold medal match was different. Yeah. So, thriller. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thrilling. Yeah. I always think it's exciting. Whereas the men's side, I think it would be dull. So I remember the 2010 final was USA v Canada in both the men's and women's, and I was more excited by the women's than more than the men's. Because I think in the men's, it was kind of built up as, oh, we're going to expect to be US and Canada, especially because the XL was in bold, and of course the Canucks are hosting it. Whereas I was more, what was that? I didn't really feel that sort of, that I did with the men's. Right. So let's go through some of the memories that this article has written, has pointed out, and we'll talk about it ourselves. So first up, we have USA believed in miracle at the founding 1998 tournament. Right, so this is a memory that neither of us could talk about, because neither of these two were around in 1998, and I would only be about 1.5. I was born in November of 1996, so I would have been about at least 1, maybe 1 and 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Give or take. So, but we'll talk about it anyway. So, leading up to the 1998 Olympics, Canada won gold at every World Championship tournament that had taken place. Ooh, yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. In 1998, however, the USA believed in miracles of their own, beating Canada 7-4 in the round robin. Ooh! And again, 3-1 in the gold medal match. It was an American team powered by Captain Cami Granato and by stars of the era, including Katie King, Karen Bai, Shelley Looney, and future Hall of Famer Angela Ruggiero. Sarah Tooting backstopped USA in the gold medal match, with Looney scoring the winner on the power play. Meanwhile, a stacked Team Canada went home with silver, and Finland, powered by Hall of Fame inductee and tournament leading scorer Riikka Sirlon, won the bronze. So, wow, it's interesting. So Canada won every World Championship before 1998. Wow, that's just I mean, we don't remember hockey is Canada's national sport, but you would have thought that the USA would have had at least a whiff at some point. And that just shows how big how far we've come, because now you've got programs in Czechia and Finland who they're not there yet. No, but could be. Yeah, but could be in a few years' time. Yeah. I mean, Czechia easily could have won. I mean, Lady Mia keeps saying it to a blue in the face. We'll be saying it all the way to Denmark next year. Yeah. Czechia easily could have won bronze on home soil at this year's World Championships in April. They could have, but Finland just, found a way. Yeah. So, I mean, Finland and Czechia would be the two teams that maybe one day could threaten the US and Canada for a gold. But I don't think it's going to be next year. It might be the one after that, so the French out, or it could be when we get to Utah in 2024. Yeah, that could be, yeah. Right, so the next memory is one that we were also not involved with, but it's going to be but as we just mentioned it's 2006. It's 2006! So the next memory we're going to look at is how sweet it is. Sweden upsets USA's monster. It was Sweden! It was Sweden! Oh my god, could you imagine if it's Sweden, USA, and stuff? Don't you dare manifest that! Don't you dare manifest that! He's saying that it's going to be in existence now! Don't, oh my god! What have you done? What have you done? Don't go there! Oh my, what have you just done? Oh my god! What have you just done? Oh my god, right. Yeah. So as we all know, there was 1 year that USA did not make it to the finals. That was 2006 in Italy! In Italy! Although in 2006 it was in Torino, whereas next year we're going to be in Milan Cortina. So, well, it's probably not that far down the road. Don't! I know you're about to go with there. Don't! That's now banned in this house. Of course it is. Yeah. Oh, you was going to mention this. Don't! Let's get to memory. Right, so. Few saw it coming. USA and Canada, again, cruised through the round robin stages, and everyone knew what was coming. Another Canada vs USA final. That is, until it didn't. In the semi-finals, the USA opened the scoring on a goal by Kristen King in the first period. When Kelly Stevens scored early in the second, it looked like the floodgates were set to open for the Americans. From that moment on, however, Swedish goaltender Kim Martin refused to allow another goal, and forward Maria Ruth took over single-handedly. Ruth scored 2 second period goals to knot it at 2-2, which is how it would stand through the third and also through the overtime periods. With a trip to the gold medal match at stake, the teams lined up for a shootout. Kim Martin stopped all 4 shots she faced, while Pernilla Winberg and Maria Ruth scored for Sweden. The win was Sweden's only ever against USA at Worlds or Olympics. Whoa! Yeah. And it gave Sweden their only silver medal, as they obviously fell to Canada in the gold medal match. Yeah, wow. Now, I would have been 9 at the time, so I don't remember much about it. I definitely would not be watching, because obviously I would have been primary school age, so it would have been early bedtimes. But could you imagine the reaction in the US that happening? Yeah, right. You're highly likely expected to go through to the finals, and you get knocked out by Sweden after giving up a 2-goal lead. That means that you've been either choice. It's not about you lost to Sweden, because Sweden is a good hockey nation, as we know. It's the fact that you were up 2-0, and then you blew it in the shootout. Obviously, well, me and you have seen it plenty of times in the field hockey tournaments in the Summer Olympics. How some teams, they play well to start the game, falter in the second half, and then we go to the grand shootout, which is a lot more stressful in the field hockey because of our timer. Yes, you could. Yeah, so in field hockey, the shootouts happen on a timer. You have a set amount of time on the clock to make the shot. If you don't make the shot after the timer's expired, it counts as a missed shot. We should also point out that field hockey is 4 quarters. It didn't used to be that case. No. It's been like that since Rio. Oh, so when you two had that cardiac arrest? Yeah, it was a stressful night! We were TG facing the Netherlands, who everyone thought was going to win the gold. He was prepared for, yeah. Well, the Netherlands are always a powerhouse in field hockey. They always are. So it's always like and most times we have had to face them in knockout stages to get through, or the group stages to go far. Yeah. How did you guys do in Paris last year? Shit. We didn't medal. Yeah. I think Paris last year was the first time we didn't medal in quite a while. Yeah. You need to go probably back to maybe before 2012, because 2012 and 2016 and then 2021 we did medal. Bronze, gold, bronze. We were bronze 2012 because I don't remember 2012. No, we won bronze in 2012. Okay, don't remember. Obviously, I'm never going to forget 2016. I'm not going to forget 2016. I'm thinking, oh my god, which step have I got to buy first? He was worse when it got to the shootout. He was like, oh, I can't look. Yeah. So, yeah. What a shock that would have been, though. And because back in the 2006, it was still very much, the program was still quite young. He would only been 8 years old, and it would still have been seen as he's got it, yeah. It would have been seen as US Canada most likely to progress to the finals. Yeah. Pre-tournament favourites. So, for that to be a shock was like, wow. I would love to see those highlights of the gold medal match that year, because I would want to see how badly Sweden did. Because you think, right, if you're Sweden, you think, okay, you knocked out the US, you're going against Canada, you know you're most likely not going to win that game, but do you not think, maybe, well, they might have thought mentally that, oh, we've took down one massive super drive, why can't we do it again? Yeah, but Canada's a more bigger fish than the US in terms of the game, just because of how they've managed to be dominant since 2002. Right, because obviously they went 4 Olympics. Yeah, 4 Olympics in a row winning gold, and probably would have made it 5 in a row, and then it would have been 6 in a row, yeah, so. Well, that again in 2018 was absolutely thrilling for us to watch. I remember us all watching that and we're like, oh my god, we could. I mean, the way it unfolded was just brilliant, and I felt was a great advertisement for our sport. Yeah. But weren't that also been a great advertisement for the sport back in then? You know, an underdog knocking out the powerhouses. Yes, absolutely yes. And of course, for the women's game, we need moments like that, so we can advertise the sport. Yeah. We get people noticing, and anybody who's thinking, oh, is I really the ball because it's going to be easy? Well, actually, no. Some teams have got opportunity to strike. Yeah. I mean, you go back World Championships, it hasn't always been US Canada in the finals. No, so there you go. Has the last year, but not always that case. Yeah, so that was just. That to me still there's all I was thinking, oh my god, that actually happened. Even though I don't recall watching it, it's still hard to believe that happened in my lifetime. Because as I said, you would have expected both the USA and Canada to be shoo-ins before the puck even drops each year. Yeah. And yet, this happened, it's like, yeah, that's why I think with the we just go to the men's briefly. There's why I think it's going to be interesting about the NHL players going back to the men's tournament next year is, will the US Academy be seen as shoo-ins for gold, or will other nations have a shout? Yeah. Well, the quarterfinals be interesting because we had a very shocking quarterfinals in Beijing for the men's tournament, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, they're definitely on the women's side. Next year, we will definitely see US Canada shoo-ins. Yeah. There's no game around that. But the men's, that will be interesting. Maybe that's something I can have a conversation with on T-Report. Yeah, but let's get back to the memories. Yeah. Right, next one. Captain Clutch is born, and we were you were definitely involved for this one, or was it going to quote 2014? It's quoted 2014. Oh, so I was here. Right, yeah. So, there is and will only ever be one Captain Clutch. And would you like to do it, lady? And her name is Marie-Philippe Poulin. So, Conor David, you can go fuck yourself. Oh, lady! She's right, because they keep referring as Captain Clutch. They keep referring to a lot of players in the NHL as Captain Clutch. Sorry, no, only one Captain Clutch. I later said it. It's Marie-Philippe Poulin of the Montreal Victoire. The Victoire de Montreal. Yeah, agreed. You should probably start a petition to get that legalised. No. I see a couple of NHL captains mentioned that. I'm thinking, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not Captain Clutch. She is. Yeah. There is no player who can take over a game in such incredible moments as Poulin. That's just what she did in 2014. Oh no. Oh no. Right, shall I set the scene? Please do. Can I just lay down here for a moment? Yeah, you're on camera, it's not as well as the podcast, it's not flattering. I don't care. You can talk, you've had a few sideways that way. Well, it's probably the pillar as well. Oh, that's it, blame the desktop. Right. I will set the scene. So the year was 2014. I was in the midst of GCSE coursework. Oh yeah, because you were graduating. I was. Yeah, you were graduating high school. Yeah. It's been funny though, isn't it? Because I was in year 7 for 2010's Olympics, and I graduate in 2014's Olympics. How many high schoolers can say that? How many high schoolers can say they started high school during one Olympic cycle and they graduate during another Olympic cycle? How many can say that? I'm in a very rare club, and I'm proud of it. Yeah, so I was in the thick of GCSE coursework. So lots of Olympic stuff I had to record and then watch when I got back home. In time for tonight at the games with Claire Balding. I can't believe they actually sent her to Sochi, given how 2014 was the beginning of Russia's hate towards the LGBT community. I know, right? I know. And I also felt very uncomfortable watching those games. I know you did. I felt very uncomfortable watching those games. Yeah, because it was in Russia. That's why. Yeah. So yeah. We got for it. So, yes, I was in the midst of GCSE coursework. Now we did watch the women's Gauntlet match live. We did. Yeah. Do you want to come back up at all? No, I'd rather stay down here. She doesn't want to relive it. Lady, it was 11 years ago! I'm still scarred. Yeah, so, right. Now, the USA were actually up 2-1 going into the closing moments of that game. And I think we all believed, even even Pourquoi down here. Lady Pelin! We've not got to that bit yet! We were almost starting to believe that maybe Canada's run was going to... Because at that point they'd won 3 in a row. USA hadn't really been on a decent footing since 1998. Again, how they would have won silver in 2002. Bronze in 2006. And then silver in 2010. So USA's program probably wasn't seen as quite strong as Canada's. And this would have been a huge glory moment for the USA to happen. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Because Pelin got the tying goal with about 55 seconds remaining in the game to send it overtime. And then it gets worse. It gets worse. She's having terrible flashbacks. It gets worse. she's having a bit of a moment. How are you not freaking out? Because I've managed to deal with it. So a lot has happened since that, games. Yeah. I mean, we won gold the next round. Still stings. Still stings. What like how us missing out in 1993 still stings? You've got 2 cups. It still stings. At that time, I don't think the Kings had that much playoff success, so that was a miracle. Yeah, but you've won 2 Stanley Cups. No, you're not having that. No, you're not having that. No, you can't say 1993 stings. You can't say that. No, they've got 2 cups. I've got 0. They only had 1 appearance in the finals. So who's going to bring Stanley Cup trophies for this? It's me. Now you cannot have that. No, you're not having that. You're not having that. But it got worse. It got worse. Well, I'll get to the worst. Right. So then, with 2 Americans in the penalty box in overtime, yep, Pelin scored the overtime winner 8-10 into the extra frame. The only caveat, Marie-Philippe Pelin had yet to take over as captain. Oh! We didn't know that. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. No, she had yet to take over as captain. That honour in 2014 belonged to Caroline Ouellette. Pelin took over the reins at the 2015 World Championships and of course has never looked back since. You could probably argue that Pelin earned the name in 2010, which I think, yeah, because that was a thriller. That was a thriller. Yeah. While making her Olympic debut, as she scored the only 2 goals of that gold medal match that year. She scored the gold medal game winner at the 2022 Olympics as well, and is the only player in Olympic history to score in 4 different gold medal games. It's impossible to discuss women's Olympic hockey history without Marie-Philippe Pelin. Although I think with Beijing, any one of those goals Canada scored could be the game winner, because I don't think we played as well as we could have done. Yeah, if I'm honest, I think of all the ones I've been bothered with so far, I think 2022 felt the most lackluster. Now, I don't know that's because obviously we were literally officially coming out of, or for us, about to come out of COVID properly. Yeah, but yeah, that kind of felt a bit lackluster. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I don't think we played as well as we could. We dominated the group stages, but didn't play as well. When it got to knockouts, and I thought we should. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. Right. Now, this next one, I've got no recollection of. I don't even know what year it was in. But we'll go for it anyway. So, flag controversy leads to heated gold medal game. Yep. So, heading into the... Right, so I try and look at what year it was. Yeah, just so we can... Right. Oh, hold fire! Hold fire! Give me 2 seconds. It was in 2002. So this is way before our time. Right, so it was in 2002. Right, there we go. So 2002 it was. Right, let's get back to the article. Right, so this was 2002. So heading into the 2002 gold medal game against Team USA, word reached the Canadian roster that the American team had Canada's flag on their locker room floor. I know. Answer a postcard, please. Answer a postcard. You would have been 5 at the time, weren't you? Yes. So definitely don't remember this. Right. Needless to say, it was motivation for Canada, but it bloody was, who won gold with a 3-2 victory. When tournament MVP Hayley Wickenheiser said in an on-air post-game interview, "I hear they had our flag on their dressing room floor. I wonder if they'd like us to sign it." Oh! Oh! Shade! Oh! 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 That's it. Wow! What? Wow! Go Queen! Go girl! Go Queen! Wow! Ho ho! The balls! Wow! I don't know if I've gone there. I don't think I've gone there. I put it like, what flag? Well, I don't know anything about a flag. You know anything about a flag? I didn't know where that's been flags in. Whoa. And it sparked controversy. What was already the most fierce rivalry in sport took on a new layer. 5 days after Canada watched their flag raised to the roof, celebrating gold, the rumour was debunked by USA Hockey and Hockey Canada, who released a joint statement claiming the rumour to be false. What, so they say it never happened? They apparently released a joint statement saying that it never happened. Well, who would have started that room in the first place then? I know, right? That just sounds completely stupid. I mean, why on earth? I mean, if you know that this is one of the most heated rivalries in sport, why would you want to then stoke the flame even more by putting out something like that? You just wouldn't dare. Now, you just wouldn't dare. It's not worth the aggro going further. Now, so I just, I'm struggling to believe that's actually true. I mean, well, what on earth would possess Team USA from taking Canada's flag and putting it on the floor in their locker room? And of course it's the women's side. I know. Was it trying to make it we're all petty butchers? Because we're not. We're not. We're not. I mean, it's something I could see the men's side doing, because we all know saying boys will be boys. I could eat, and especially given how the Four Nations got quite heated back in February this year. Oh, God. What time were you guys in your beds on that Ramadan match? Probably 5 o'clock, when it easily could have been 3:30, 4 o'clock. Yeah. That was a long night. Yeah, that was a long night. I imagine it's what I can see the boys doing. But the ladies? No. Well, as we all know the saying, ladies do not start fights, but they can burst them. You've still not watched Aristocats. I know, and that was the first thing that came into both my lady's minds when we heard about it. In fact, of course, we did a versus on that at your suggestion, and we did a brilliant segue into it. So, if you go and watch it, so we start the episode with the actual clip, and then we then inject in. So it's quite brilliant. So go try it. It's called Unladylike. It's the first episode where we talk about the first ever fight in Peanut Talk history. Or was it a fight? Well, you think it was a fight? It was. So complicated, because obviously it's not just a fight, but technically it was a fight. Handbags were thrown, George. Handbags were thrown. It's a fight. No. But really? I mean, really? Really? Right, we've got one more. Canada's home soil gold sparked an unforgettable party. Right, so the year was 2010. This is my first game as being involved with women's sport. Canada, as we mentioned earlier, won gold. Marie-Philip got the only 2 goals in that game. So Vancouver erupted in 2010 when Marie-Philip Poulin scored twice, and Shannon Saspalos made 26 saves to shut out USA 2-0 for the gold. It remains the only time in Olympic women's history that the host team has won gold. Really? Wow. Oh my god. Wow. I think it's also the most recent time it's happened with the men's, isn't it? Because Canada won that year. Canada won that year as well, both the men's side, as well as the women's side. Then, I don't remember, then, Canada won it again in 2014. Yeah, the 2018 was OAR, well, I think could be in Germany. And then, 22, I don't remember, who won 22? Who won 22? Men's. Wasn't Canada. It wasn't the USA, because the USA got knocked out in the quarters. I think Canada played for gold. Was it OAR again? Do you want to look it up? I think I have to. Yep, I'm actually going to have to Google it because I forgot that. It just happened. Oh, it's most recent games. I forgot who won the men's side. Right, got it! It was Finland! Finland won the most recent gold for the men's tournament, and that was against the OAR. Yeah. So, yeah, I was right. The last time the host nation won the men's tournament was as the host team was 2010. It might be. Wow, that's incredible. So that's the only time that the host has won it in the women's game. Wow. It might be another 9 years before it happens again, because Italy probably won't, France probably won't, so it would have to be the USA in Salt Lake City. Yeah? Yeah, to go for that. Yeah, probably. Yeah, God, that's going to make me feel very old. No, well, because by that point you'll be nearly 40. Yes, but mentally I'll be nearly 60. You said you're not worried about your 40s. I'm not, but it's the thing. Oh, anyway, they don't need to know about my biological or mental clock. Alright. Shall I get back to the memory? Yeah, because I was in mid-memory. Right. So the streets of Vancouver were filled with jubilation, and in an unforgettable celebration, the ice at what is now Rogers Arena was filled with celebrating Canadian players, famously photos of Team Canada drinking beer and smoking cigars. They didn't! On the ice made headlines globally, capturing perfectly the unabashed joy that the win brought City Nation. I'm no, look at this. Oh my God, it does say it! No! Ladies! No! I thought we would crack the rose out. Oh, that's your go-to every time! That's your go-to every time! Red or white? Red or white? Stacey, red or white? Stacey, red or white? You go there. Just get the white glasses out of me with you in a tick. No. Seriously? I don't recall this. I don't recall this. And this was my first Olympics with the women's hockey. I don't recall this. Yeah, but you would have been 13 at the time. I don't recall it. I do not recall it at all. One bit. I don't. I just don't recall this at all. I don't. So, mate, is that what you... I don't recall it! I don't recall that, and yet they were made globally famous. These dudes, I don't recall them. Maybe don't Google it then. Can I just say, we do not condone alcohol, and we certainly do not condone smoking. They both kill. Yeah. They both kill. And also no drugs. No drugs! We do not... Sorry, thank you, lady. We do not condone alcohol, we do not condone smoking, and we certainly do not condone drugs. But we do condemn full fat fizzy sodas where the fuck you like! Oh, yeah. Just when we thought Labour couldn't piss you more off. If I want to drink a Coca-Cola, I will drink a Coca-Cola! How are they gonna know? How are they gonna know? How are they gonna know if I've now gone for a second refill? How are they gonna know? How are they gonna know? How are they gonna know? Am I gonna get checked or something? There's gonna be CCTV cameras? It's gonna be Big Brother? How are they gonna know? There's also hot chocolate as well. What? Yeah. You can't allow, not allowed real plus hot chocolate anymore either. What? That's it! That's the only drink George would have if he goes to a Starbucks! Because I hate tea. I hate tea. I've always hated it from a young kid. He's dropping his phone on the floor. I drank tea for the first time when I was in year 5. We did a Victorian tea party and I absolutely hated it. And I tried again a few years later it had been changed from primary school to adulthood, and the answer was no. No, it had not. And you bought Tetley's because of the dog and cat advert. Oh, that was great! That was a great advert. And you've never had coffee. You never had coffee, have you, George? No. I've never drunk coffee. I determined to get a latte down there, but it's not worked. No, but literally though, who refills hot drinks? Who does that? Because I did it several times with a hot chocolate and it doesn't taste nice the second time around the first time around. If you want to refill hot drinks, you're just best getting a fresh cup. Yeah. So it's like... Oh my god. I'm telling you now, the United Kingdom is turning into a nanny state. At this rate, we're going to have probably Lisa Nandy get made super nanny and basically just watching what the fuck we do. That's... Why do you have to bring her up? Because she's the current culture secretary. This would be under her jurisdiction. Culture. Because going out is culture. Plus, she's the only person in Labour I like now. Only likeable person left in Labour. Right. But did it seriously do that though in 2010? Did it seriously do that? Well, you have to, I had to ask you, because obviously I wasn't here. I don't recall that, and I said I would have been 13 at the time. I literally had just started high school. I was year 7. I did watch it live, I think. But I don't remember those scenes afterwards on the ice either. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, and to think, really? When you know Spurs are going to be children in the stands, isn't that something you probably would do in the locker rooms afterwards? Probably should be, yes. But, I could not picture that happening now. No, I could not picture that now. God, wow. But there you go. So those were some memories that the Hockey News article had published, and we did read them out the other day, and I thought, should we maybe have something here? We can. See how we are about to hit a full circle moment for you. Yeah, so that's how we finish off. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Yeah. So obviously, speaking of memories, as you guys know, next year's Olympics Milan Cortina is going to mark a huge landmark moment for me, because it does, as Desus really said, it is going to bring I'm going to use the J word, it's going to bring my journey with women's hockey to a full circle. It began with the Vancouver Games in 2010, and I think if we go back then, never many years did I think I would be, with regards to hockey, where I am now, where not only do we have a pro league for women, but I'm also a huge advocate for this league, and also care about the women's game more than the men's side. Yeah, even considering maybe going to an International World Championships soon. Well, the other one is pushing for that because it's going to be in Sweden. He's always wanted to go to Sweden. I have always wanted to go to Sweden. Yeah, so we'll see. That is a few years' time though. That's not till 2029. Yeah. Next year's Worlds will be in Denmark. By the way, just put. Have we noticed that we have covered the big news about that already? So you can check it out. Yeah. So and who would have thought that? I mean. And you guys are right. I think those first few games, I'm going to get really emotional because, you know, we even go back to the last games in Beijing, which I know recently happened, but that already feels like a lifetime ago. Well, yeah, because obviously back then there was still no PWHL. As the World Championships that year got moved to the summer. Oh yeah, you did. I checked it. I googled it. Yeah, I checked it. Yeah. So, yeah. Because even back then in Beijing, we had no idea that this was even in the pipeline. Yeah. So it's weird because even though that does feel quite recent, it still feels like a lifetime ago, especially given what has now been achieved since the summer of 2023. So. A lot has happened. So I actually am going to feel really emotional with those first few games. And I think the thing that's really going to tear me up is when we get to the closing ceremony on February the 22nd. Now, I always find it really hard to watch the closing ceremony of the Winter Games compared to the Summer Games. Because in the Summer Games, I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, I'll see you in 4 years' time. You weren't impressed with it, apparently. Well, no. And actually, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I did fall asleep during the closing ceremony of the Paris Games. You did. Because the closing ceremony was happening on the weekend of the D23 Expo, and we'd stayed up both nights to follow the Expo, so I was very exhausted and I ended up falling asleep. So did I miss the flame getting extinguished? You did. You did. It was one of the first things they did. Normally it's one of the last things you're supposed to do. Yeah. But it was one of the first things they did. So by the time you woke up, the flame had already been extinguished and it was already being passed on to Snoop Dogg. Don't you dare! I know exactly what you're about to do. Don't you dare! For the Winter Games, I always get really emotional because I feel with the Winter Olympics, I get more stuck in than I do the Summer Olympics. With the Summer Olympics, I always feel like I always just pick and choose what sports I won't mind watching, just go like that. Whereas the Winter Games, I will watch pretty much anything and everything. So I always get more emotional when we play golf, especially knowing that I have to then wait another 4 years before I can get women's hockey fix. And now, when that flame gets extinguished in Milan Cortina on February 22nd, I won't have to go, oh well, see you in 4 years. No, it will be, see you in, I think, 4 days. Yeah, so I've just done chat real quick. Yeah. Because we know that the PHL will go on Olympic break on the 29th of January. And we come back from that break on the 25th of January. There's been a couple of scheduling changes. I know, I've noticed that. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah. Don't worry, it doesn't affect us. Doesn't affect us. But some of the teams it has done. Okay, yeah, so yeah. The PHL returns from the Olympic break on the 26th of February, when the Montreal Victoire will be at the New York Sirens at the Prudential Centre. They'll go for the rest of the week, Then, on February the 27th, we have the Toronto Septors at PHL Seattle at Clyde Pledge Arena. Then on February the 28th, the Boston Fleet will be at the Ottawa Charge at TD Place. And then we come back. The Frost officially come back from a little break on the 1st of March, when we'll be at Montreal at Place Bell, and then also on that day, Vancouver will come back for a little break when they'll host the Toronto Septors at Pacific Coliseum. That's going to be a double header. Our game will start 1 p.m. Eastern, and then Vancouver's game will start 1 p.m. Pacific. So that's this one. Yeah. So there will be PHL Hockey Plus to watch in February. It just won't be the Frost because we are going to do those 3 back Olympics. Yeah. Do you remember when you got on Olympic break? Yes, I officially got on Olympic break on February the 3rd. So we need to get that first episode done. Not long after our last game before Milan. Because our last game before Milan is the 28th of January when we host Vancouver. Which is now at 8 p.m. Central. So I don't know what that is. Our time. I think it might be 1 a.m. Right. We'll double check that. Yeah. So January 28th, that is a Wednesday. Well, we can then the next day do it, or the Friday. and then it's done, then you can go straight to limit break. Yeah. Yeah. But that is what's going to tear me up the most, is how when the flame goes out, it won't be, well, see you in 4 years' time, it'll be see you in 4 days' time. And that's going to really hit me, because that just shows how far we've come. Yeah. Having gone from not having a pro league to now having a pro league on the doorstep, and just, yeah. So it's going to be really, really emotional, Milan Cortina, next year. It's going to be really emotional games, but we are really looking forward to it, and that will hopefully create lots more memories. We're going to talk about, are we going to do memories from Milan Cortina, or is it just going to be a touring recap? Well, we can workshop it. Yeah, we can work. I'm happy because obviously we don't come back from Olympic break till the 1st of March, so we could technically, the week repeat the league comes back, we can do the recap, and if you want to do like some memories, we can do that. Yeah, so we can do like 2 separate episodes. So what we could do a recap first, and then we'll do a memories episode, and then we'll be ready for we come back on the 1st of March. If we do that, yeah, I'm happy to do that. Yeah. We'll workshop it. There's a lot of ideas I need to workshop ready for February 5th. Because, as you guys know, Pebble Rain will take a break when the Olympics start. Yeah. So, that's going to be the first time we've had a break. I know, because this podcast goes on all year round. Yeah, so that's weird for you to take a break. I mean, you do with your other shows, but not this one. I know, right? Yeah, so the last episode you'll have before the Olympics will be us doing this special episode that we've got planned, just to take stock of how the team has been going since expansion happened. We're going to be doing that. That'll be the last thing you'll get before the Olympics. Then we will go on Olympic break. During the Olympics, I will be doing recaps of all the games for Instagram. Depending on the level of the videos, they could also maybe go up as YouTube shorts as well. We'll see. Obviously, both sites are very precarious about how many seconds you're allowed. Yeah. And then, obviously, the league will start on February 26th. That week, we will record our recap of the tournament, and we'll also do a memories show as well. And that will then round off the Olympic hockey show for this Olympic cycle, and then we'll make that a regular thing going forward. Yeah. So every 4 years, you will have the Olympic hockey show alongside Pebble Rain. That's how we intend to roll it. So it's going to be very busy. Yeah, it's going to be very busy February. But I'm so excited. I'm always excited every time a Winter Games rolls around. I'm always so excited because I just know I'm literally going to be full on. Yeah, full on, head thrown into it, and it's going to be really, really exciting. And the only thing we've got planned in that month is Nashville, the reunion concert that Nashville is doing, and it's the cast from the TV show Nashville, which I loved back in the 2010s. Because I do have a soft spot for country. It's a guilty pleasure country music for me. That is February the 7th. So, yeah, we'll get some of the coverage that day, but probably not as much as we normally will, because obviously, yeah. But that's the only thing we've got planned during that period. Yeah, so the rest of it we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm really just so looking forward to it. Yeah. So, what Olympic memories do you have of the women's sports? You could let us know via the comments or email the show. We'd love to hear from you guys. Let's just get ready for what's going to be exciting Olympic Games in Milan Cortina come February the 4th. Because that's the first day of events. Yeah. February the 5th is when the women's hockey tournament starts, but February the 4th is when the events officially kicked off. A bit about some mixed curling that I need to chat. So I go Olympic break February the 3rd from pro hockey, from the pro hockey leagues. I go on break on February the 3rd, despite the fact the Barracuda are still going to be in play. I'm going to still go on Olympic break. I go Olympic break on February the 3rd. The event officially starts on February the 4th. Probably the 5th is when we have the first women's games. Then probably the 6th is opening ceremony. Yeah. So, I know I've got you 2 hardwired for probably the 5th, but actually you need to hardwire for probably the 4th, because that's where the events start. Yeah. So yeah. So it's probably the 4th to 22nd. Have you fixed your phone? Yes! I literally put the dates down on my calendar for 6th to 22nd, and then reshuffled it not long after I got the women's games put in. So it has now been updated, yes, yeah. No, but we cannot wait for Uncle Tina to begin on probably the 4th, 2020.